Hello guys, happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday Night Live. Let me see if I can get that out of there so I'll be able to see who's commenting, hopefully. It is Tuesday night, the 9th, 8th, 10th. I can't see that far. It's the 10th of January. So January 10th, 2023. And since we last met last Tuesday, Celebration has gone live for Stampin' Up. Oh, I should probably start by saying my name is Betty Sakosha. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator with Stampin' Up in the United States and the team leader for the Power of Positive Inking. So last week when I was here, it wasn't quite Celebration, so I couldn't actually open the Celebration catalog, but today I can. And today what I have for you is actually incredibly simple. So if you're new to stamping, this is right up your alley. And if you're old to stamping but are in a rush, this is right up your alley. If you have too much designer series paper, this is right up your alley. And frankly, that's probably everybody that's watching, except maybe my brother. Occasionally he tunes in for kicks. He has none of those things. In any case, I am going to flip you down and show you what, I'm just gonna flip you down and we'll get going here. All right. Was that all muted? Oh my goodness, I hope it wasn't. I see now that my little mute button was on. Sorry. If not, well, I'm here now, right? If you could give me some kind of reaction and let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. Let me know who's here, because I am not seeing that. Let me know. Sandy, can you hear me? I would appreciate it. Oh, Christine's here. I think you guys would tell me for sure if you couldn't hear me. So terrific. All right, loud and clear. Perfect. Hey, Tris, good to see you. Okay, so let me pull out the Celebration catalog. La. Okay, I could show you this before, but now I get to show you what's inside. So the deal is, for every qualifying order between January 5th and February 28th, you get something free from this catalog. And the qualifying order means it is $50 or $100. And there are various items in here for $50 or $100. So some of them are stamp sets. There's an owl stamp set and carrots. I love these. I showed these with my team this past week, and you stay tuned. You will see more of those carrots to come. There's some beautiful Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper for a $50 order. It's 12 by 12, and you get 12 sheets of it. So you'll be able to do a lot with that. Then there is, okay, stay tuned for that. You're going to see that very quickly. And then there's another great stamp set called Sending Support, and this is for a $50 order as well. This is really nice because they're unusual. I think I shouldn't say they're unusual. They're words that you don't often see in a stamp set, and they're really kind of perfect for a lot of different occasions that you would be sending a card for. So I'm really pleased with that set and looking forward to using it. Okay, so this paper here you're going to see in just a minute. This is the Favored Flowers. So a lot of paper. Another stamp set. This one's pretty basic that you can just kind of cut. They did a lot of coloring on it, but you almost can just do it in almost like a sepia look, and it would be very easy. Now this is for $100 stamps, for a $100 order, and it's called Beautifully Happy, and you'll be seeing more of that this month as well. But these are, I believe, hollyhocks. My sister-in-law, who's big on flowers, told me that she thinks these are hollyhocks, and they come with, it's a two-step distinctive stamp set, so it's got a little bit of everything in it, and a lot of great words. So that's for a $100 order. And more amazing paper. So you get 48 sheets of this paper when you place a $100 order. And this will take you all the way through the spring into the summer. Like, this is a lot of great paper and a lot of bright, fresh colors. And then finally, that's a hostess set. So that's for hostess order. You would get that stamp set there. So at my team meeting this week, some of my team, and you know who you are, thought that this paper called Favored Flowers, let me make sure I'm saying that right, Favored Flowers, was a little busy. And it is a little busy. So let me tell you about it, and then I'm going to show you some cards, and maybe it will change your mind about how you can use this busy paper. Okay, so typically what Stampin' Up! Does is one side of the paper is busy. So this side here is very busy. It's on a black background, which kind of sold me because I enjoy black backgrounds. I feel like you can do a lot with them. So you've got like a lot of the Calypso Coral and Freesia colored, I think they're roses. I don't know. We were having a discussion about it. I don't really know my flowers, so you can let me know if I'm wrong on that. I certainly could be. But there's a lot of action going on in these. These actually, I've seen a lot of demonstrators fussy cut these, and they looked like they were actually relatively easy to fussy cut. Okay, so that's one side of the paper. The back side of the paper is much more neutral. So you've got colors that coordinate with the front side of the paper, but a much more kind of just what's the word I'm looking for? Graphic type prints on the back here. Okay, so I saw a demonstrator named Marilyn, I believe it was Marilyn Jones is her name, did an amazing card that I thought was easy and beautiful, and I'm going to show you how she made that. And then I'm going to show you some other samples done with that. So I'm going to take the first response that I see. I want you to tell me what paper you would like me to use. So your choices are, number 1 has the Calypso as well as the Freesia, and a little bit of petal pink there, flowers. Number 2 has mostly just the Freesia and the leaves. And number 3 has mostly just the Calypso. So if you tell me which one you want me to use, I am going to show you how you can make this busy paper something reasonable. All right, the first one I saw, oh, here we go. Answers start flying in. I have seen an answer for all 3. Okay, so 2 people said 3. I'm going with that. Okay, if you didn't get a chance to vote, I have more samples to show you. So number 3 was this one here, which is the mostly Calypso and petal pink colored flowers or whatever they are. Okay, so the measurements for this, you're going to cut your paper, your DSP, at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So I've already cut it at 3 3/4, and now I'm going to cut it at 5. And you're going to need a paper trimmer for this. I'm going to see if I can scoot you down a little bit further to show you before we cut. I need my pencil and my ruler. Everything was on my desk when I started. Let's see. Okay, still here. Okay, so for this, you are going to cut down. I'm going to actually flip this to the other side because it's going to be easier to see where my tick marks are. Let me do that there. Okay, so you are going to go down 1 1/4 inches on the left side and up 1 1/4 inches on the left side. So you're going to mark your paper with a just with a little tick mark. So it's 5 inches. I'm going down to 3 3/4. I'm going to mark it right here. I'm putting kind of a big mark so you can see. And then I'm going up 1 1/4 inches on this side. Okay, so that's on the left side of the paper. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's the left or the right. It's just the way that I've seen this done before, so I'm a creature of habit like that. Now you're going to go over to the right side of the paper, and you're going to go down 2 inches. So right here at this 3-inch mark, mark your little paper, and then up 2 inches. Did I say down 2 inches? Down 2 inches and up 2 inches, okay? So this side over here, is down 1 1/4 and up 1 1/4, and this side here is down 2 and up 2. Okay, so that's kind of easy measurements to remember, right? I'm going to say yes, it's easy to remember. Okay, let me see if I can. Trying to zoom you out just a smidge there. Okay, then you're going to bring in your paper trimmer. Stampin' Up's paper trimmer is great for this. If you have another trimmer, I'm sure it will work fine. But what's nice about this is you can really see what you're doing. So we've got this little valley in here. This may be kind of hard to see, but this, oh, it's full of paper, so it makes it easy to see. This right here is a little valley, and that's where we're going to put our tick mark. So I'm going to cut from this tick mark here to this tick mark here. So I'm going to cut diagonally across the page. So I'm putting it into my paper trimmer. That might be a little too close. There we go. So there's a tick mark right here and a tick mark right there. So I have that right in the valley of my paper trimmer. Just going to hold it, close it, and cut. So there's the top piece. Now I'm going to go into my next tick mark, which is right there. And let me see if I can show you a little bit better. Okay, so my tick mark is right here, and my second tick mark on the other side. Where are you? There you are, right there. Okay, so I'm going to cut again diagonally. That's right in my valley there. And then I'm done with that. So let me move that out of the way. Let me unzoom you and show you where we're at. Okay. So this is now my paper, right? It goes back together like so, but I've taken it apart. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this on a card front. So I cut a bunch. Where'd I put them? They're black and my tablecloth is black, so they're a little hard to see. I told you I love black. Everything that Stampin' Up does looks beautiful on black. So I have a black tablecloth, so it always looks good. Okay, so I have a layer here that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So it's just 1/4 of an inch larger than this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over and build my card. Like I said, I saw a card done by, I believe it was Marilyn Jones. If that is not her name, I will put it in the, I will tell you who it was, because she should get credit for sure for this. But this is how she built her card. Super easy, right? Okay, so you're just going to start gluing stuff down, adhering it in whatever fashion you like. I'm using green glue, which is really handy for this because it gives you a little wiggle room. If you don't put something down straight, it's not quite right in the middle. That kind of works out nicely. Now, this paper is perfect for this because both sides look good together. Right? Like they coordinate with each other. So it's really a beautiful, it's very easy to do with this paper here. All right, and then the last one scoots right down there. La! Okay, easy, right? So it takes the busyness, breaks it up a little, puts something neutral in the middle, and makes it really easy to work with. Okay, there was a stamp set in our last catalog that is called Very Best Occasions. If you still have your holiday catalog, which just ended, on page 68, there's a stamp set called Very Best Occasions, and it is only $25. This stamp set has a lot of different greetings in it. Several of the greetings are kind of holiday-ish, like 3 of them, but the rest of them are not holiday-ish, and this carried over. So you can still get this stamp set if you would like it. So there's the code for it, 159871. Here's the code for it, and so many great greetings. So I own that stamp set. To be honest, I own it because a friend of mine, Linda, I'm looking at you, bought 2 of them by mistake. And so she was looking to get rid of it. And I said, yeah, that looks like a good one. And now that I own it, I wish that I had seen it first. Well, not that it matters. Doesn't matter who saw it first, but yeah, it's a great stamp set. Okay, so if you own this stamp set and this free paper, let me show you all the things that you can make with it. So I'm going to use one of these greetings up here. I haven't previously selected it. Well, let me show you. Actually, let me show you a trick. I'm going to use this punch. This is our double oval punch. Stampin' Up! Still carries this double oval punch, and it is found on page 54 of the big catalog, the annual catalog. I'll bring this in here. You can see that. Double oval punch is $19. It's on page 154. I said 54. It's 154. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch out a circle without actually stamping anything, because I want to show you a trick. If you are trying to figure out what greeting you want to use and you know you want to use a punch. I love punches. They are definitely the easy way out. I don't have to pull out my embossing machine and cut out, pull out my dies, that kind of thing. So I will always go to a punch if I have an option. And this really was intended to be a very quick card, so that's why I'm using a punch. Okay, so now I have, this is the smaller of the two punches, and I want to see what can fit in it. Love You, Mean It can fit in it. Happy Birthday. Love You, Miss You. With Love and Comfort. Endlessly Grateful. You're the Best. You Make My Life Happier. This one does not fit. Okay, so everything at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 greetings will fit in that. If you wanted to see, if you wanted to use kind of the scallop punch, you could fit the May You Enjoy the Warmth of Family this season, and sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. So these two you could do with the larger oval. Okay, so that is just a little tip on how you can use your punch to figure out what greeting you want to use. All right, so I'm going to go with, how about Endlessly Grateful? I haven't used that one yet, so let me use that. And I'm just using a black Memento ink. Because all of this is built on black, if you just use a basic black ink, you're going to be golden. This is like a very, very quick to put together card. All right, so then you would go in with your punch. You could punch first, but that's stress. Then you have to line it up, and sometimes that doesn't work out, blah, blah, blah. So I always I always stamp first and then punch. So now I know that my Endlessly Grateful will fit. Perfect. And then I'm going to go over to some black scraps and do my back layer with this punch. This punch is only $19. Can I tell you how fantastic that is? Because this is a punch you will use all the time, especially if you own the stamp set. Okay, Endlessly Grateful. And then you could pop it on here. Personally, I think that this is a little bright. I'm not sure I would use white in retrospect. I'm going to show you some other samples that I made. There is a little bit of white in here, so it's fine. You could use that. But let me show you some other samples I made using this paper and this stamp set. All right, so let me pull in this one here. This is the one with the multitudes of colors. I used Love You, Miss You with that one. And I just used some of the white crinkle ribbon. I don't know what we call this ribbon. I don't know, but that's that. And then this one here, because the back side of it is going to be different on every one, right? So, let me show you this one first, and then I'll show you that one. Okay, so this one here is the opposite. I just cut 2 pieces at the same time and made opposite cards. So this one here, I used the petal pink for the greeting here. I felt like it was a little bit softer. And for this one with Comfort and Love is kind of something you would want to be a little bit softer, I think. And then I just used the rhinestones, the champagne rhinestones with that to give it a little sparkle. So this one here, once I did it, it's a little bit difficult to tell, but once I glued all this down, I ran it through an embossing folder. So I ran it through the I think it's called Timeless Text. It's kind of a very neutral one that does have some letters on it, and if you're really serious about it, I think the letters go that way. They may actually even go that way, but the card was intended to go this way, and I don't think anybody's really going to pay attention. If I send this to you, you will know, and you you may judge me on it, but I think just adding some kind of texture to the background brings it just to a little bit of a different level. But again, still incredibly easy. And then I just use the black matte dots here with the Thinking of You. All of these greetings are from the same stamp set. All right. I wanted to show you one more idea that you could... actually, I'll hold off on that one, and let me show you one more stamp set that got a little grief the other day. Not grief. I shouldn't say grief. But my, they didn't give me grief about this. They really didn't give me grief about this stamp set. But this is another free package of paper. So this is found in the Celebration catalog, and it is called Day at the Farm, 12 by 12 designer series paper, free, with a $50 order. Now there is a stamp set that coordinates with it, and you can find that in the actual catalog on page 34. It's called On the Farm Bundle, which is $50, $51, actually $51.25. So if you ordered that, you could get this paper which coordinates with it for free. So let me show you. I'm going to start with the neutral sides first. Believe it or not, this is the neutral side. So there's the plaid, the beautiful rolling green fields. This one kind of looks like burlap. Chicken wire. Love my chicken wire. Just a bunch of flowers on blue. And then some like yellow ticking stripes. Okay, now for the other side. Here's the farm, right? So these actually do cut out with the bundle that you can get in the catalog. You could cut these out or use them in another way. Cows in a field, happy as can be. These must be milking cows, right, Linda? This is done on a cherry background, so it's really, really farmy looking. My favorite. I call it Duck Duck Goose paper. I love it. This one, I think, just belongs in a frame. I just think it's so beautiful. Just a black frame on the wall would make me happy. I probably will never cut this. The back side of it is the flowers. I'll find a way around it. I'm not cutting it. And then this is the one that did get a little bit of grief. To be honest, some of my friends thought that this might be a little busy. And it can be a little busy. But I'm going to show you doing the same technique, because now I'm kind of obsessed with making quick cards the same way, right? Because I'm just using a black background. So anything that's got black in it is going to work. So this is already cut at 3 3/4, and then I'm going to cut it at 5 inches. And just to let you know, you can cut several layers of DSP at one time. So not only is it basically a very easy card to make, very quick card to make, it's incredibly quick because you can cut several layers at the same time. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to go up 1 1/4 inches, right on the top of that chicken. And I'm going to go down 1 1/4 inches in the middle of that chick. And then on this side, I'm going to do 2 inches and 2 inches. So down 2 inches. So it'll be at the 3-inch mark. And up 2 inches at the 2-inch mark. All right. Stampin' Up! Was very kind because a lot of their paper really does match the other side. Works perfect with the other side, is what I mean. All right, so I can see my little tick mark right there. Can you see that one right there? So I'm going to put that right in the valley, and then I'm going to line up the other tick mark on this side and move that over to the valley. So both are in the same slice, and then the bottom of that little chick there is a tick mark, and the top of that chick. And honestly, you could probably do whatever sizes you want because it's going to line up. Like in the end, it makes the card, right? So I'm going to flip this over. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I'm going to flip that over. There we go. I'm just reversing where they are so that they make the card. Now that would be okay, except that's got entirely too much chicken wire behind it. Let me put this, watch. When I put black behind it, ooh, that popped, right? See, you just cut a bunch of black layers and you will be happy. So that's okay. It's a lot of chicken wire for me, so I'm actually going to turn it the other way. So I'm going to do this and this. Oops, this is upside down. And this, and there we go. Now we have the card. All right, so let me put this together real quick because I want to show you a little tip from another product that has been carried over, but I believe was from the holiday catalog. I'll pull out the name in a minute and I'll have you guys check for me. Because that's, oh, Sandy likes this one better. Is it because you like it because it's got chicks on it, or because it's got the not so much chicken wire? It's probably not so much chicken wire. And I'm with you, Sandy. Chicks are cuter than chicken wire. Chicken wire is cute, but chicks are cuter. Okay, so I wanted to show you. Oh, goodness. Where is it? Okay. This ribbon here is called threaded twine. Not so much chicken wire. I'm with you, Sandy. The threaded twine was, pretty sure it was from this catalog. Let me just confirm this. Yep, here we go. Silver threaded twine was in the holiday catalog because it went really nice because it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. You can see a little bit of sparkle in there. It carried over, so it's still available, the silver threaded twine. And I wanted to use that on this card because I wanted kind of a, you know, like a farmy kind of look. So what I'm going to do is cut my ribbon that big. And then I'm going to go, but I don't want the silver because to me the silver is a little less farmy than I want. This you can kind of squish down and kind of give it a little bit of a different look if you'd like. I'm going to pull it apart just enough so I can get this silver. There's only one silver thread in here. So I'm going to pull the silver thread right out. And now I've got much more of a rustic looking piece of almost like rope that I can use. All right, so let me show you the finished card that I made with this. The funny thing is I actually didn't use the rope on the chicken card. Oops. So I used the rope right here. I used it on the busy vegetable card. You're the best ever. All of this is from that stamp set. So this stamp set right here. All of this. Okay, so that's that one. And then for the chicken card, I used some of the black gingham ribbon that we have in the annual catalog because Gingham and Farms just goes, right? Ellen's saying that she likes the veggies. I'm with you. I like veggies too. I think it's really cute. It is busy. There is a lot going on, but this is a way to kind of change the look of it. Now, one last tip that I wanted to show you on these cards, and then I'll pull them all in at the end so you can see, is this card here. I took the same where we started at the beginning, and I just separated it a little bit so that instead of, let me bring in this kind of look. Instead of this kind of look where they abut the next piece of paper, there was just a little bit of a layer in between. And if you're going to do this, then the width of your paper should be a little bit smaller so that your margins between the DSP and the edge of the paper are pretty similar. So what I did was that instead of using paper that was 4 inches by 5 1/4, excuse me, 5 1/4, the black layer, 5 1/4 by 4 inches, I made it 3 7/8. So just 1/8 of an inch smaller because as you're spreading these papers out, this border up here is going to be a little bit smaller. So the side border looked a little bit wonky. So if you choose to do the paper in between, I would do 3 7/8 by 5 inches. And that will give you this kind of look here. All right. And then this is another one that I did, leaving a little bit of a border in between there. And I didn't actually doctor this one up a whole lot. There's no, there could be, but there's not any kind of gems on this or anything, just a basic Thinking of You card. So I'm going to pull in all of the cards that I showed you here tonight. Let me see. Am I unzoomed as much as I can be? Maybe I can raise this up a little. Get rid of that chicken card there. All right, so these were well, this is what I showed you with that last one, but these are all the cards that we made tonight. And well, okay, we didn't make all of them tonight, but I showed you all of them tonight. And we could have made them all because it's that quick. So if you have some extra designer series paper lying around, which you probably do, take it out and start messing around with it, because it really makes a very pretty card, even for the patterns that you thought maybe you couldn't work with. Maybe you could if you tone them down in this sort of way. If you don't have designer series paper and you're a new stamper, I'm going to make some recommendations for you. And that is the Very Best Occasions stamp set. It's a cling stamp set. A black ink pad. Every stamper needs a black ink pad. And the double oval punch. So this is $23, I think I said. Maybe it was $25. I will tell you. This is $25 and $19. And if you get yourself a black ink pad or some ribbon or something like that, you are going to be at the $50 mark. So you can choose one of these two papers for free. The other choice of paper I don't own, but for the other $50 choice is called Dainty Flowers, and looks really, really pretty. And you could probably do a very, very similar look as this with that. This does have a lot of direction to it, so you need to just be a little bit cautious of that. Although this has direction to it, and those are fine. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so let me flip you down and chat for a second. Oh, let me put this up one more time. If you are interested in getting any of the products that you saw today, you can go to my website, bettyboop.stampinup.net. You can also find me at booptique.wordpress.com. Okay, let me flip and flip. Okay, so I hope that showed you the versatility and the quickness of being able to make a card. It doesn't have to, it can be difficult, not difficult, it can be time consuming if you so choose, but it can also be super quick and you can make a really elegant card. So thanks to Marilyn Jones for her inspiration for this, and I hope that you go find some designer series paper that you currently own, get out your paper trimmer, and make a card. And if you do, I would really, really encourage you, if you're a member of my Facebook group, to add that to our Facebook, to add it in the thread for this, because I'd love to see what you're doing with your paper. All right, if you have any questions, just feel free to get in touch with me. I'd be happy to help you out. If there's any products that you saw here that you need, be in touch with me or whomever your demonstrator might be, and she'd be happy to help you out. Remember that Celebration goes from now until the end of February. Things will likely sell out this year more than ever. So if there's something that you want, I would recommend that you order it sooner rather than later so that you can be sure to get your hands on it. All right, thanks again. I will see you next Tuesday night for Tuesday Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.